Hello everyone, it's the Canadian Wi-Fi here. Welcome back to some RU. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? So this is the one team I've actually made in RU this generation. I mean, aside from Kathy, but I don't even really count that team. This is a team, I was hanging out with Lido in the RU room one time, and the only reason I really hang out in there is because Lido talks about MK8 competitively. But regardless, I mentioned casually to all the staff in there that, hey, I wouldn't mind having an RU team. And we ended up building this together. It's actually really solid, and I love the team a lot. It is specially defensive defog Flagon with Earth Power instead of Earthquake, which actually comes into play a lot. Just standard Mega Steelix. It is Scarf Embor with Reckless. Taunt Jellicent with a decent amount of creep on it. 3-attack Roost Life Orb Siggy, and of course sub bulk up Braviary, which if you have never been on my channel before, never watched a Mons video from me before, it is a classic here. We always name it Canada. It is literally my mascot on this channel. I used to only win battles because of this Pokemon. It is what got me into NU in Gen 5, and it is literally my everything. So building teams around it is incredibly fun for me and very nostalgic. As getting into this game, as you can see, my opponent in round 1 of this tournament, I actually convinced a lot of the NU people to jump into this RU tournament randomly, and I end up getting matched up with a lot of them, as you'll see. Anyway, first turn I lead off. I know I can live a hit with this. He ends up getting a crit, and I just U-turn out. Going to Jellicent. I'm assuming he's Specs. That was a big risky play, because if it was AV I would have took a Shadow Ball, but I'm able to burn the switch in, which happens to be an Aloe, and I can just taunt it to prevent it from going for Toxic. And as he switches back out into Mellow, I mean, I just get a free Will-O-Wisp on his team, because I assumed he wasn't going to stay in. At this point, his Meloetta comes out. I assume he's going to go for Shadow Ball. He already basically revealed that he's Specs. So I can just go right onto Braviary, and predicting his Steelix to come out, I get an easy double back in. And then my Flagon is a pretty safe roost against it, because at the very least, I mean, he's going to go for... I assume he's going to go for Rocks, but even if he goes for Heavy Slam, I know I can live the hit. At this point, I'm just going to defog those Rocks right away from my side of the field. I don't really want them. I'm going to get roared out into my Embor, and I know the Earthquake's coming, because obviously it would just kill my Embor. And my Embor is looking like a huge threat against his team, so I want to save it. As Steelix actually takes quite a bit from the Earth Power. Like I said, Earth Power on this Flagon, despite it being weaker and coming off its lesser attack, it seems to, like, the mod who suggested it to me seemed to know what he was doing, because Earth Power seems to hit a lot more in this tier. Anyway, I get roared on my Siggy. I'm totally okay with just staying and going for Heat Wave. I assume he predicted me to switch out and go for Roar, as a Heat Wave just does a fuck ton, and I'm able to kill him off with Emboard Splitterblitz. He goes into Meloetta, and I mentioned to Bolts and Bombers and Call, I don't really want to reveal the fact that I'm Scarf. Oh look, he went to Mellow, I have nothing for this, let's just reveal that I'm Scarf. So Scarf Embor literally is the MVP in like every one of these games. Regardless, he goes up to Jellicent, or he goes up to Alomomola. I can easily switch in Jellicent, absorb it, taunt on the switch, as he goes to Hitmonlee. Predicting the knockoff, because he brought it in against the Jellicent, I can go to my Mega Steelix, and in case he wants to go for a fighting move, I can just go right out to Siggy, and then on the next turn, outspeed and kill him. He actually goes to Virizion. I'm expecting to live a Stone Edge, however he SDs and kills me off, and at this point basically I'm forced right back out into MVP, Mr. Revenge Killer himself, Embor, to just go for a Flare Blitz. Well, like if he wants to go to Aloe, I can just go back into Jellicent if he wants to Toxic that. In fact, I probably would want to Flagon predicting that, but regardless, at this point he's going to go to Hitmonlee. He ends up turning out to be Scarfed Hitmonlee, which is very, very interesting. And I'm just gonna be able to kill him off as he overpredicts and clicks Flare or knockoff. Now that my choice item is knocked off, I'm just gonna go for Wild Charge and basically sack my Embor, because I realize at this point I don't need it, and I win. As soon as his Mega Steelix went down, actually, I won as soon as I got a free switch to Braviary, and that's exactly what's gonna happen here. You know what I haven't done in forever? Set up on an Alomomola with Braviary. It felt so good to just sub bulk up as I just see damage. Brought back a lot of good memories, man. Good old Black White NU. As you can see here, we can almost just speed this up, because honestly, Braviary at this point, I believe I get up to +2. I think I go for one more bulk up, and he goes to his Venomoth. He ends up getting the special defense drop with Bug Buzz, which is actually hilarious, because what it's going to do is it's going to give me the Defiant boost, and that just puts me up to +5 attack. And at this point, Venomoth is going to die. I'm going to Roost once just to show off on the Aloe, and then I believe just Oko it. So yeah, like I said, it's been a while. It's been a long road. Good old friend Braviary, just chilling. Look at that, predicting to the last turn, going for sub on the Toxic, and Alomomola, you can get the fuck out of my face. There's round 1 opponent. Sorry for bumping the mic with my mouse. Guys, CanadianWifier won the battle with Canada at like +4 behind a sub. When was the last time you saw that on my channel? probably a long time ago. Anyway, getting into the second game, I actually got matched up against Braviary in the second round. He's using the Kathy team that I sent to him, so I know his set, he knows my sets. It's going to be an interesting game. I mean, obviously the Levani is going to lead, and I'm predicting that. I'm going to lead with Siglif, because I know I can just get off a Heat Wave on it, bring it down to Sash. And I'm not fearing too much if he wants to go for anything weird, because I do have Flygon with Defog, so he ends up knocking off, making the good play. At this point I'm going to go for Psychic, as I do get the drop. You'll see a lot of weird drops. Like in this game, for some reason, the 10% drop happened a lot. As I'm going to Roost up, and he ends up just killing me off with Hyper Voice. That was basically the thing I want the least on my team is Siglif. I want to see what move he locks himself into. And at this point, I'm going to set up Rocks on his Levani. He's going to set up webs as I switch to Flygon, and I kill him off with Earth Power as he clicks Knock Off. At this point, it's looking kind of grim for me. I already lost a huge Mon, and he got a free switch out into Meloetta. But luckily, Flygon is a boss. That is a Choice Specs Meloetta, by the way. And I just lived the Hyper Voice. And at this point, like I know, I built a team that he's using, so I know that he's Specs. I can just go to Jellicent and click Willow on the switch. I love using Jellicent, by the way. It's probably not like my favorite Mon. I'm going to taunt him here in case he wants to go for Toxic. I know I'm going to be faster. Basically force him into using a move. See Earth Power. I'm pretty sure he's going to click Ice Beam on this turn, predicting my Flygon to come in, so I stay in one more turn. And it turns out he's pretty intent on just clicking Earth Power. At this point, he's going to switch as I click Recover. He wanted the free switch into Kathy. Understandable. I know Kathy can be a huge problem once it gets up a sub and is able to continue subbing. So I'm going to taunt that piece of shit. And if you don't know what Kathy is, it is a Starfberry Trevenant with Harvest. Starfberry gives you a random +2 boost when you're below 25%. So the goal is to get to 25% with Substitute, and then farm +2s over and over and over. So I bring in Steelix, get up my Rocks, roar him out, and then Mellow kills me off. At this point, I bring in Embor. He doesn't know if I'm Scarfed, or yeah, he doesn't know that I'm Scarfed, otherwise he would have went to Gastro for sure. As he ends up sacking his Meloetta, thinking that he would be able to just kill me off, which is fantastic. As he ends up missing a Fire Blast on my Flygon. It's rather large, because as you can see, my Spit of Flygon is able to eat up the hits from Camerupt, and because he missed the one on the switch, and he made the right play by predicting my Flygon to come in. Unfortunately for him, it didn't pay off as he ends up missing, but that is Pokemon after all. As he brings out Gastrodon, I'm free to just U-turn off on that. Go to Embor predicting. I was actually predicting a Scald or Earth Power, or more specifically Earth Power, but I knew I could live. But the fact that he goes for Ice Beam makes me look like a god. I'm not going to try to claim that prediction. And regardless, I'm just going to be able to stay and kill him off with Grass on, as he did not see that coming. And boop, bop, beep, bop, guys. Oh my goodness. I get the free switch to Braviary, and take a look at his team, guys. Guys, I just did it. Two games in a row. I just swept with sub bulk up Braviary. Oh my goodness. The feels were flooding back, I have to admit. Does Braviary just win here? Oh my god, it does. Braviary, I love you. And yeah, like I said, it's been a long time since Canada has shown his face on my channel, and I'm very happy that it is able to do such a thing. As on that turn, I roosted up just to see how much Brave Bird would do, and as you can see, it only does like 35 to 40. So I'm able to just chew that hit. Camerupt comes in, that's just gonna cleanly die to a Brave Bird. Don't really want to fuck around. I could have sub roosted and missed Fire Blast, but I mean. This is a post-com. I don't even in a post-com I don't have time for that shit. And at this point, I'm going to Brave Bird to break his sub. I'm going to predict his Phantom Force and go for a Roost, and then kill him off on the next turn. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. RU is a weird tier. I've never really got into it, but it houses, like I've mentioned a few times, some of my favorite Pokemon. So I don't know if I want to bring you more or whatever, but I do have to admit the team that I'm using is pretty damn solid. Probably not going to leave it down below, but if you are into this kind of live, or this team, tier, whatever, you'll be happy to know I have a live narration coming of this same team about 20 minutes after this battle was taken later this week, so look out for that. Yeah, this was in a tournament, obviously, and in the first round I faced the first guy. In the quarters I faced that first guy. In the semis I faced Razari, and then in the finals I faced I Play Tennis LOL. And I actually recorded that live in call, and that'll be going up sometime soon. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'm going to kind of keep the video short. If you enjoyed, check out my other videos, and I hope to see you next time. Take it easy, have a good day, see you later, peace out.